obviously a tough night the other night, but when you have a group like yours that been through the wars quite a bit, just how much easier is it to get past that and realize there's still a long season left to play?
Well, we obviously were very disappointed with how we played, and credit Ole Miss. I thought they played really well, and obviously shot the ball incredibly, especially in the first half. But we watched the whole game yesterday as a team to try to learn from our mistakes and try to correct some of the things that we did real poorly. And I thought we had a real good practice yesterday. I got the guys really got after it, and so that's always good when you, after a disappointing defeat, to come back and have a real good practice. And today we've got to have another one, getting ready for Georgia for tomorrow.
Paul Jones, go ahead and hop in there.
Coach, I guess go ahead and get it out of the way. Any update on Tolu, and did he practice yesterday?
He did not practice yesterday, and we will find out if he'll be able to practice today here in the next hour or so.
One more
Go
quick
ahead, Paul.
question. Just what stands out to you about Georgia on film?
I watched their obviously their first two league games, and they had the game in hand against Texas A&M, get beat at the buzzer, and they're a dangerous team offensively. They're top 25 in the country at getting to the foul line. They have some guys who can really shoot it. Bauman, in particular, is playing really well for him right now. He's averaging 17.5 over the last 4 games, and he's just a great shooter. Oquendo is a phenomenal athlete. He's averaging 21.5 in the conference. He's really, really athletic and a very good driver. Cook, who played at Gonzaga last year in his 6th year of college basketball, very experienced point guard, very smart. And Bridges is a good scorer. So, they have guys who can put the ball in the basket. They're changing defenses, zone and man. It's a 1-point game at Rupp Arena in their last game. Kentucky went on to win at home by 15, but they played Kentucky tough. So they've got older guys that have been through the wars. Speaking of, guys that have been through wars before, they're very experienced, and they're a team that we're going to have to play well against.
John Sokoloff, go ahead if you have a couple.
Hey, Ben.
Hi, John.
So when you watched the film with the team, you said you kind of looked at those mistakes. You mentioned it. I mean, they were shooting 60% from the field and 9 of 14 from 3 in the first half. But what did you kind of notice from that film session with your team that you want to kind of see them improve on, or was it just simply Ole Miss was scorching hot?
There was a lot of really, mistakes. Like, for example, there was one time that Ruffin had the ball, and we were supposed to switch, and both guys, neither one switched to him, and we just left him alone for a wide open 3. I mean, it's simple things that this can't happen. That's just like embarrassing when you put so much time into the effort, and communicate better, and just have I thought our defense in the second half was way better, obviously, and we can't wait till we're down big before we start to really play with the kind of aggression and toughness and fight that you have to have from the get-go. So hopefully we learn that more than anything, John. We got to have that kind of aggression, that kind of fight from the get-go.
Sure. And how would you kind of assess your guys' response? You said you had a good practice, but I'm talking more like leadership-wise. How vocal are the leaders on this team, and how good are they in kind of helping your guys get back on the right track?
Well, the main thing is how they perform. And, it's not – talk is cheap. Performance and how you play is everything. And I thought we had good energy and played real hard and played together and played unselfish. Those are the things we want, and we got that yesterday. So now we got to build on that and get it again today.
Andy, go ahead and hop in there for a couple.
Hey, Ben, you mentioned Tolu. If he's unable to practice today, does that kind of rule him out for Wednesday, or would he still be able to play against Georgia if he doesn't practice?
We're going to test him every day now, and I think once he's tested and is, tested out, then I know he's able to practice. I'm assuming he'd be able to play, but I'm not even positive of that, to be honest with you, Andy.
You mentioned Noah Bauman a few minutes ago.
Yeah. You from Georgia? What's your question?
He's
I can't hear you. We're getting.
kind of on a hot streak Bauman.
You froze there for a minute, Andy. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. You try the question again on Bauman.
Bauman,
we'll come
yeah,
back
for
to
Georgia,
you.
he's been kind of on a hot streak from 3.
I couldn't hear the question. I'm sorry.
Yeah, let's go to Stefan. Stefan, go ahead and hop in there.
Hey Ben, obviously you guys got Georgia tomorrow and then Alabama this weekend. Just having been coaching the SEC for a while, how important is it, kind of hold and serve on your home court?
Yeah, I mean everybody's trying to do that for sure, and that's why this game tomorrow is so important. I mean we need to hold serve, and we've got to do a good job. It's a 6 o'clock game, which I'm grateful for, rather than the 8 o'clock start. I think it's better for fans to be able to get a chance to get here a little earlier in the day. But we need their support because we've got to have a good home court here to get ready to play against a team that is had 2 tough losses, and one of the games at the buzzer where they honestly deserved to win that game.
You mentioned there with Tolu, and you guys probably had some of this last year too. Just how frustrating has it been, I guess, this past week, maybe when you're trying to prepare for games and you're not sure. I mean, you said, within the hour you're going to find out, where it kind of seems like hour by hour you're finding this stuff out. How tough is it to prepare?
Yeah, well, it's just hard. I mean, it is what it is. We just deal with it. There's nothing we can do. Hindsight's 20/20. But I saw today when I woke up. I always check the coronavirus tracker. There was 1.4 million cases reported from yesterday. So this thing's not going to get better. And I think as all the students return to these campuses in our conference, I think you're going to see it really start to. I'm just worried about it, and there's nothing we can do. We've done everything we can do. We're vaccinated. Everybody's vaccinated. Everybody's boosted, but 3 guys, 2 of the 3, got COVID. So we have one other guy that hasn't been, and that doesn't mean you're protected either, but it gives you the best chance. And we're trying with masks and, really staying, in our own little world to keep ourselves healthy so we can continue on.
Theo, go ahead and jump in there for a couple if you have them.
One of the things Georgia does well is drawing fouls, not committing many itself. How important is avoiding foul trouble tomorrow night, and how much of a problem could that be if they're able to get you guys in foul trouble?
Yeah, they get to the line a lot. I think, as I mentioned, they're top 25 in the country in terms of foul shots attempted, so they do a great job at that. And we've got to play really good defense, and we've done a good job thus far on the season in general, knock on wood, at playing without fouling, and we've got to continue that. But we've got to, obviously, everything starts and ends with our defense, and you saw that, how bad that hurt us when that's not the case the other night in Oxford.
Additionally, I'm writing on Garrison Brooks. What kind of addition has he been to this team, and what have you thought of his play so far?
Yeah, I think Garrison's been very consistent, very stabilizing. I thought he had a really good second half the other night. He shot it great this morning. We just got done with a shooting workout for our entire team where guys get up a lot of shots. And, he made 120 out of 153s, which is, 80%. And that's really good. So we just keep working at it. And I think he's just, I thought that he can really build on that second half because I thought he really played with aggression and toughness and a fire in his eye. And, we want to get that on a consistent basis all the time and take it to even another level. But you look at his numbers, he's very consistent, and he does things always to help his team win. Andy, want to try again? Let's try Andy one more time, see if we can get Andy.
Yeah, you think you can hear me now?
I can.
Awesome. For Bauman, I'm just kind of curious. Is that something you put DJ Jeffries on him as a guard, or how do you try to guard the perimeter with a guy that shoots?
We're going to have a perimeter player matched up on him as much as possible because the bottom line is what he is. He's really like a 2 or a 3. I mean, he's spacing the floor and floating out on the perimeter, and he's a great catch and shoot guy. And so we've got to guard him, with players that are normally guarding 2s and 3s as much as we can. It won't always be the case, but we'd like to have that.